Hey guys, it's Deborah. This video will be short, but my next one will be a bit longer, quite a bit longer probably. I just want to talk to you guys about some stuff, but for now, I want to do this just quick update on the Abraham Accord. It's so strange because I feel like I either had an awake vision or the Lord spoke to me in a dream or whatever about Abraham, and that'll lead into my next video, but just about this. This is a depiction or image of what they think Abraham looks like, and I just want to talk about Abraham for a minute. But first, about this accord. Look what I just saw. Israel UAE peace deal may be signed at the White House on September 18th, reports say. So, yeah, this was an article that I found from Sputnik News, and basically they're saying that it might be signed on September 18th. Now, I had heard that it was going to be signed, I think the 13th. So I don't know if this is correct or not, but this is an article, and I wanted to share with you guys that on September 18th, they think this peace deal may be signed. This peace deal that is like historic and bringing on many other Arab nations. What is on September 18th? Rosh Hashanah, Feast of Trumpets. Is that not crazy? That the same day as Feast of Trumpets, they're saying they're going to sign this historic deal. And I just saw another article talking about Jared Kushner was like urging many Arab countries to join in. And it's a covenant with many. And it said like he was urging many. And I want to touch on just the fact that if Palestine, because people are like, oh, Palestine's not going to agree. Yeah, no, they don't have to. It's a covenant. The Antichrist confirms a covenant with many. Not everybody, many. So remember, they don't all have to agree. But is this not crazy? September 18th is the same day that Sputnik News thing said the UAE would sign the deal. I don't know if it's correct. I don't know if they're not sure yet. Sometimes things change, but I just wanted to like report that to you guys, that that's what that article said. Yeah, and that's crazy that it's a deal with, they're trying to urge many. And, it's a covenant with many. No, this is not the 7-year deal, but it's the precursor, right? It'll be strengthened. So something else about this whole Abraham thing I wanted to talk about was just to remind you guys about this Abrahamic house in Abu Dhabi that they're planning on having built by 2022. So that kind of ties into what I feel like the Lord was showing me about Abraham, which will lead, like I said, into my next video. But for now, just to close off this video, I just want to say that like this is, I don't know if you guys know about it, but basically it's the 3 Abrahamic faiths worshiping in the same place. So Muslims, Christians, and Judaism all in one place. And it's just, that's why I feel like the Lord was showing me what's going on with like this Abraham Accord or this deal, that they're calling everything Abraham because, so for the New World Order or bad side or whatever, they are saying it because they want everything combined. Like that's their goal, remember, is always to combine things into one. So with Abraham, that's where things kind of split apart. So I forget why Trump called it the Abraham Accord, but it all goes from Abraham, like when Ishmael and Isaac, like whose land is it? Is it Isaac's or is it Ishmael? Like Ishmael would be the founder of the Muslim faith, and then Isaac would be the Jewish faith. And it's like whose kid gets the right to the land. And so this Abraham Accord would be like bringing back together, saying, no, we're all under Abraham. He's our father. Just like that, the 3 temples, in Abu Dhabi, they're saying, Abraham's our father, so we're all one. And remember, in Tower of Babel, and everybody's one, and that wasn't God's plan. So, in that way. So anyway, that's the enemy side. But for us, we're like, this is what I feel like the Lord showed me somehow, and I'm still piecing it together, but it will relate to my next video. But he's emphasizing Abraham. I felt like he was showing me in my heart to say that Abraham was a man of faith. He was before the law, like he was before Moses and the law. And so, because he walked with God by faith, he got called out of, the land he was in where he was worshiping idols and he was, a heathen or whatever. And so he got called out to know the true living God. And then by faith, he had a relationship with God and talked with him, and God talked back. And this is how God wanted, like the Garden of Eden, where it was a relationship and all this kind of stuff. And it feels like that's what the Jews have left. And they left it because when the law came in, it was to expose sin, but then they never transferred over past the law into grace. And so this is almost, I feel like the Lord was showing me their time now to come back in Jacob's trouble into walking like Abraham out of the law. So they're going to have to walk by faith and be more like he was, a relationship. Right now it's all about rules, and it's kind of confusing. I don't know. I was in like a half asleep, half awake stage, and I just felt like I just was hearing the Lord talk to me about the Jews and Abraham, and how Abraham had such a relationship with the Lord. And it was, like I said, about faith. It wasn't about the law. But in that, because he had that relationship, he left all his old ways. He didn't, stay in his old land. He didn't keep his idols. He obeyed the Lord by about to sacrifice his son. And he walked with him, and they had a relationship and all that stuff, even though it wasn't easy at all. He wasn't perfect. He lied a lot of times, calling Sarah his sister when she was his wife, and he made mistakes, but inevitably it was a ongoing relationship with the Lord. So something about the word about Abraham really like sat on my heart, that the Jews are going to go back into this kind of understanding of who God is, that right now, they're blinded in part, and they're blinded, and that they see things under the law, and under, like, they never transferred from Moses to Jesus. So then now they have to do that in Jacob's trouble. So even though maybe the enemy was trying to make this Abraham Accord, of everything about Abraham, bring them back together as one. Oh, we're all, in my last video, they had said, when there was that historic flight to the UAE from Israel, they were talking about how, oh, we're all God's children. And, that's what we keep hearing. We're all under one God, and we're all the same. We're all one. And that's that same Abu Dhabi Abrahamic temple thing, is we're all one. And that's what they're trying to do. They're doing it in a different way, saying, see, we don't need to fight. We can have peace. We're all under Father Abraham. But the Lord is trying to say to me is that, no, there was a division. Something did happen. We got divided, and only in the millennial reign will we be peaceful again. But if you want to be under Father Abraham, then you have to live like Father Abraham did. You have to have a relationship with me, follow me, and be close with me. That's how Father Abraham lived. And so I feel like the Jews are going to come back into that time period. I don't know fully. I'm not like 100%, probably not explaining it perfectly, but it's just like he just laid this on me, because I'd been praying before, why did they call it the Abraham Accord? And I understand they did now, because they're trying to say, these faiths are coming back together under one, and we know there will be one religion, and it's all like inching into the whole one thing, one money, one everything. But on our side, like on the side of the Lord, where he's talking, like I said, I think it's just this, that he's saying, soon you will be like Father Abraham. The Jews will learn to walk by faith. Anyway, I'll wrap it up here. I just wanted to really more point out about what was happening on September 18th. And this is not so much for us when I'm talking about this Abraham connection, but I do think it's interesting what I feel like the Lord was showing me about it being about the Jews returning to a different way of living and communicating with the Lord, and walking in faith and finding that relationship again with him. And that it also meaning, bad stuff like uniting, nations that don't need to be united right now in that way. Anyway, so that was that. But like I said, this was the main focus, that it is on Rosh Hashanah, which is Feast of Trumpets. And a lot of people are watching that for the Lord's return. I'm watching every day. I'm hoping and praying every single day that the day is the day. That day is the day. That today is the day. But it could be that day. I see why. I totally get why people say Feast of Trumpets. I totally get that. And yeah, I totally get it. I had some words from the Lord about 2021 and different things, and you guys know who follow my channel. But at the same time, this makes a lot of sense. So I'll just leave it at that. I don't know if it's the thing, and I don't if it's going to be the rapture or whatever. And I also don't know if for sure they're going to sign it on that day. But oh my gosh, what is the chance that they would sign it on Feast of Trumpets? So I guess that's it. And like I said, stay tuned for my next video. You'll probably have to grab like a cup of tea or something because it'll probably be longer, a bit more of me just talking and explaining my point of view of certain things. So yeah, but until then, I hope you have a blessed day or evening, and I will talk to you guys again soon. So God bless and shalom.